Hello and welcome to the Penno channel. I'm joined with my bro to go through the match preview for Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest in the Premier League this weekend. It's a massive game again. Villa look to continue with their winning ways after their 2-1 victory at Craven Cottage. But Nottingham Forest come here after a win against West Ham, 2-0 in the Premier League. Bro, how you doing? You ready to go through this one and you're looking forward to this game on the weekend?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good. It's always good to look forward to a Villa game coming off a win. So yeah, I'm excited, man. Back at Villa Park, and let's put this weird Villa Park form to bed a bit. I'm looking forward to just trying to get a win at Villa Park.
Yeah, massive. Before we start, again, if you could like the stream, also subscribe if you're new around here, and also drop a comment on your thoughts regarding Villa, anything Villa related, and what we speak about within this podcast. If you have any thoughts regarding that, drop your comments in after the show, or drop your comments in if you're live now watching. So yeah, bro, we got Nottingham Forest this weekend. A game in the reverse fixture we lost 2-0. They played well against us in the sense that they stopped us from doing what we were doing at that time. We were on a good run. And they also scored 2 goals. Chances which we could have done better with on another day, but they took their chances and they managed to hold out and get the 2-0 victory. How are your thoughts from the last time we played them, and then what's your thoughts going into this one?
Yeah, that Forest game was one where even at full time, you were already thinking, I wish we could get this game back again and just play it again straight away. Forest, like you said, did take their goals well. Although you wouldn't expect us to always concede goals like that. I mean, the second one was a bit weird with Martinez as well. Like that, he's not always going to do that. I agree with what you said. I think they played well. I think they blocked us on building how we like to build. We even had Torres in that game, and he was being nullified a little bit. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this game, man. We know now that they've got new personnel, they've got a new manager. They'll probably set up a lot differently to how Cooper set up as well. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good game because they've got a good team. I'm realizing how good, especially their attack. They've got 4 players in attack who, any of them, I would not mind at Aston Villa. So
Yeah, we'll get into that because firstly, just from Villa's point of view, we need a win at home. It seems like it's been a while now. Obviously, United lost, Chelsea in the cup, and now Newcastle before that. That's 3 games now without a win at home. Away form, we picked that up. Sheffield United win, and then Fulham win as well. This is the game you want. First 3 o'clock kickoff. I can remember for a while now on a Saturday. Against the side, okay, they're in the bottom half, but they're a good team. But still, if we want to be pushing for those top 4 positions, this is a game we should be looking to win. So it's a huge game. There should be a great atmosphere there as well. To push Villa on in these last 13, 14 games coming up, because it's a massive push required, and Europe's coming along soon as well. So these are big games. These are games where we should be looking to get points. So yeah, we do need to turn that around. We need to get back to our imperious home record, which we had previously, and there's no better game to do that. There is no. That's the word, bro, because it was imperious, man. The amount of wins we had until Newcastle came along. But yeah, massive game. So let's go into Forest a bit first. Obviously, Nuno Espirito Santo, no stranger to Villa fans, having been the previous Wolves manager, and how well he did do at Wolves at one point, and then regressed and eventually ended up losing his job. Had a stint at Spurs as well, and then he went a bit all over the place. I think he went over to Saudi Arabia, was managing over there, managing like Karim Benzema and other top players.
Yeah, he started beefing with Benzema.
Yeah, and before ending up back in the Premier League at Nottingham Forest, taken over from Steve Cooper. When we last played Forest, it was a Steve Cooper side we faced. It would now be a Nuno Espirito Santo side, but I think from what I've seen of Forest, and now they have like a number of players back, I think their starting line was quite settled now. And as you mentioned earlier, their front 4, they're decent players. But if we look into their side, if you want to go through, I can look in. I was just going to say before we expand, I'm just going to go quickly. Yeah, I think Salas is now their number 1 keeper. They've had experience a number of keepers. Matt Turner's been in and out as well. There's another keeper that's in and out. So I think Salas is their keeper now that they settle on. The back 4 seems kind of settled with Nuno Tavares, who's now come in and established himself in the side. Morello, who started against us last time, was a very good centre back. One for the future as well. 21 years of age, Brazilian. I think he'll be a future Brazilian international. I think he's a very good player. Alongside Felipe as well. And then obviously the number of fullbacks Forest have, I think they've now settled with Nico Williams, but they have a number of fullbacks as well within their squad. Sergio Aurier, one that comes to mind for sure. Ole Aina as well. Potentially Ole Aina will be fighting to get back in because he was at AFCON over that period of time. But yeah, the back four seems kind of settled and they're quite happy with who they play. I know Niakate now, another player who doesn't really get in. They've got Willy Bolly as well in that squad. So they have a number of, experienced Premier League players within their squad. Going into the midfield, I think they're now settled with Dominguez, Danielo, and a very good player, again, associated with Nuno Espirito Santo and Wolverhampton, Morgan Gibbs-White, who's really found his feet again this season, following on from last season. A very good player. England under-21 international, was part of the squad that won the Euros, along with Ramsey, before got injured, Anthony Gordon, etc. I think he's a great player, Morgan Gibbs-White, and he has all the attributes to unlock defences. And then I think the front three now, they've really settled on. Obviously, Chris Wood had that stint a few weeks ago, scored that mad hat-trick, was it brace or hat-trick at St James's Park. But he's not in the team anymore, and I think their star player and the one who's serious, who came back from injury against us the last time all season, was Awanye. I think he's a quality player and he's a real handful, and he'll be looking to cause our centre backs problems because he did when we played at the City Ground. He was a big factor regarding that. He caused our defence a lot of problems, and it was just our luck that he'd returned from injury and he only managed 70 minutes, and in that 70 minutes he was quite pivotal to how Forest played. And with that, as also, I think the two wingers are now settled. You've got Anthony Elanga, who's had a very decent season after coming from Manchester United. And then the forgotten man who's trying to revitalise his career in Callum Hudson-Odoi, who I think people forget how good Hudson-Odoi was as a youth player and as a kid. He was like, at 17, he was making his England debut. Was fantastic for Chelsea in the early parts, had that ridiculous injury which stopped him inevitably from developing. There was talks of Bayern Munich putting in offers from at 17, 18 years of age. And he struggled since then, had loans over in Germany, but he's come back now. Managed to get him moved to Forest, and he's really starting to settle in. He's going to be such a threat against us. So I feel like their squad is very good. They have a number of options they can play, but I'm feeling like Nuno's starting to settle with his side, and yeah, they're going to try and come to Villa Park and cause us problems. Any additional thoughts, bro?
No, to be fair, you've gone through the squad, so there's not really much I can add. But in possession, they play like a 4-2-3-1. It looks like on the ball, actually, though, it's like a 4-2-4. Morgan Gibbs-White and Awoni are literally like on top of each other on like the pitch maps, the heat maps, the average positions. So he'll look to get close to the player and feeding them through balls. Hudson-Odoi and Elanga are settled as well, like you said. They'll hold width, and you have the two midfielders in Dominguez and sorry, I forgot who was playing next to him the last time. And then you have
Mangala. Was it Mangala playing last time? Because Mangala scored the screamer, didn't he?
No, he got sold, I think, Mangala. But
the centre midfielder, I'm sure.
He got sold to Marseille.
No, when we played them last time.
Oh, when we played them?
Yeah. It was like you talking about when we played them in the City Ground.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, Nuno's pretty set on his team. Touch on Nico Williams as well. He got man of the match against West Ham. So they've got threats. They've got threats at right back, left back, right wing, left wing, and their two attackers in the middle. So yeah, it's going to be a tough game, man. It's going to be a very tough game.
Yeah, it is for sure. And yeah, they'll have confidence after playing West Ham. A side above them, albeit West Ham have been struggling of late, but they'll have confidence from that game. That they seem to have a very decent home record, and their away record can kind of polarise that. And we need to. This was a game last year which we needed to kind of win, and we kind of stuttered at that point. I think it was the goal from what's his name now, the striker who everyone used to have in their teams, Nigerian international. What's his name, bro? Fantasy. What used to play for Watford? Oh, the name's gone past me. I think we drew them last year at Villa 1-1, and he scored in the last 10 minutes. But Yeah, so it's a pivotal game, and we'll jump into the comments quickly before we can carry on. But Gary says, "Hi guys, are we worried about the?" I don't think he's finished it, but thanks Gary for joining. He goes, "Hi guys, Forest aren't great away, and we need to put those 3 bad results at home to bed." Yeah, agree with that, Gary. He says, "Penno, are you cold, mate?" Yeah, just a bit, Gary. Andy says, "Good evening, gents, up the Villa. Thanks for joining, Andy." Gary says, "The Forest away game was the first game for me where we expected to win, and we just never got started and paid the price." Yeah, agree with that. It was expectations at that point, and it was the first game where we kind of faltered and didn't meet those expectations. Weston, thanks for joining. He says, "If we're serious, and this just has to be a win, nothing less." Yeah, I kind of agree with that, Weston. With the position we're in, it is a big game in that regard. Standing on the word, thanks for joining. He goes, "Come on, Villa, let's kick ass." And then he also says, "We are much better when we are on the front foot. If we sit back, we always give the opposition a chance or two, then we start to chance the game." Yeah, it's massive for us, really getting the early goal. I think our record's the best in the league regarding the early goal and how many points we dropped from that point. It's still only 3 points we dropped this year from taking the lead. So it's massive, and if we can start strong and get an early goal, I think we can go on to win the game. Gary says, "We were due a bad run. Hopefully that was it, apart from the FA Cup. Not a lot of damage done for me." Yeah, it's games where, you can see other teams get a result. I mean, Newcastle, Man United. Yeah, they're games where you can see them, getting results. It's more the performances, and the performances have kind of dropped over the past month or so, but we're starting to pick that up again for sure. Andy says, "I'm always cautious about predicting results, but I genuinely believe we're beating them convincingly 4-1. Massive score there, Andy. I like your confidence." GTV fan channel says, "Big up Penno, good content, man." Thanks for joining, GTV, and appreciate the comment as well. And Gary says, "If Cash stays defensive, he's not a liability, especially when Bailey plays." And yeah, that's a factor we can bring up regarding how we played against Fulham. How did you think we lined up, and how did you feel? I know we did a match reaction, but having looked back on it, and how this will possibly be our lineup for the coming weekend, how do you feel we played in defensive phases, and obviously without Kamara, who usually would slot into to make the third centre back or slot into that right back role if Cash was playing? How do you think we coped with that, and did you like how we set up
against Fulham?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we spoke about it before, but I think Emery done well to make sure Lenglet wasn't receiving the ball at weird angles or on his right foot. He was in the centre of the pitch a lot of the time, so he got to play the ball on his comfortable, stronger left foot. I thought the ideas that we were doing from goal kicks to give Powder space and time to get his passes off and catch Fulham off with their press was good. We dragged them out of their position and created the space in midfield. So I wonder if it's going to be a similar tactic against Forest, because I think that's where the game's won for us in midfield. If you look at Forest players, Hudson-Odoi and Elanga, athletic players, really techie, lots of technique, but hopefully for our sake, defensively, they're not as strong. I'm hoping that's the case as well, but you just never know. But yeah, I think the midfield battle with Louise, Tillemans, McGinn, Ramsey, when we're forming that box, we're just going to have to play through their 2 centre mids and try and get up the pitch.
Yeah, I think we can get a lot of joy on their left-hand side for our right, because Nuno Tavares is a very attacking fullback. He almost plays as an auxiliary left wing back. He likes to get that far forward.
Sorry, there was links to Villa, weren't there, in summer?
Yeah, there were. Yeah, but he ended up going to Forest. So, I mean, Fulham's got tactic, especially in the first half. They were trying to expose our right-hand side, and they were playing a lot of cross-field balls across to Anthony Robinson and getting Willian on the ball, and even Tom Kearney was operating in that space, and sometimes we were trying to get a 3-on-1 overload in that area. And I think Matty cashed out with it really well, and Lenglet just behind him. So if they're going to look to operate like that, which I imagine because Hudson-Odoi is going to play high, I know Nuno Tavares likes to play very high as well on that side, then that could leave a lot of space for us to play on our right-hand side, and Leon Bailey give him space the way he's playing at the minute. He's gonna cause damage, and so yeah, that gives us potential to maybe attack them from our right-hand side on their left and get in behind them, and a lot of space for us to exploit.
Yeah, I think on the flip side as well, though, they'll be looking at our left-hand side, their left-hand side, sorry, attacking our right-hand side, and be looking for joy as well. We know Cash Cash struggles against these technical wide players that have got pace, that have got skill. We've seen it with Foden before, that intricate with their footwork. So I think Hudson-Odoi is going to be relishing that battle. With no Kamara as well to go over and cover that side, you're relying more on McGinn and Bailey tracking back, or even Louise might push over to the right. So I think we are a bit weaker on that side. So I think it's going to be that right-hand side from our perspective is going to be massive for how the game goes, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a similar pattern to Fulham. That's exactly what Fulham tried to do. They tried to expose us on our right-hand side, and we dealt with it very well. Especially that first half, I can remember there was a number of times they had three players on that side, and they were trying to work intricate like passing movements or trying to get past Cash on our right side and overload it. Yeah, exactly, with Robinson and Willian. And we dealt with it quite well. I thought I was impressed, especially with the crossfield ball as well. There was a number of times we dealt with it really well, and Cash especially. So hopefully he can do the same again, because I think that's where their attacking threat mainly is going to come from.
Would you think there was an upgrade on that Fulham too? Who would you say is better, Robinson, Willian, or Tavares, Hudson-Odoi? What would you think is more dangerous?
Probably Hudson-Odoi, but then Willian and Robinson I've seen to have good games as well. I can't deny. I don't know. Nuno Tavares sometimes he's hit and miss. He's a very hit and miss player as well. Yeah,
Bailey can get at him 100%.
Exactly. Stand on the word says I agree 100% about Cash. It's when he tries too hard to go forward against pacey wingers, getting back his hard work. I agree. Yeah, same thought process. But I thought he was decent against Fulham, really doing. I think we reduced his attacking options in that sense, and he was more concentrated defensively, and we let other players push forward, and he did really well in his zone. Gary says Power suddenly become our MVP for me, except debut. Yeah, we'll get onto the Pau Torres being back, because I thought he played exceptionally well, considering it was first game back from injury, and he just slotted right back into place. Big one here. Gary says Ajax are just great through in the conference. I bet we get them 100%. Yeah, big results tonight. I know Leisure are like, I think on aggregate 5-4, 5-2 down to Molde.
They're getting battered. They're getting battered. Forward.
Yeah, which is what we all wanted. Betis went out tonight earlier. Ajax just scraped it. I think when I last checked, it was 2-1 Ajax, and Bode equalised, didn't they?
They got battered all game. I was watching the game. They got absolutely bad. I actually think the worst team's gone through, to be honest. Or the team with the worst manager, anyway. I think Bode got a much better manager than Ajax, and they've been overachieving a little bit. But I watched the game. They deserve to go through, Bode. So Ajax got a bit lucky with that. But yeah, I think Gary's right. Like, if the conference are smart, they're making sure. I'm not accusing anyone of fixing draws or anything, but they're making sure Ajax play Aston Villa. That is the most appealing tie.
For sure, it's going to happen at some point. Trip back to Amsterdam, just staying there now instead of going a bit far out of town to Alkmaar. Back there again. But yeah, I can see us getting Ajax. I can do, and I know it's not the Ajax of old, but they do have the European heritage and all that stuff. So it'd be an interesting game for sure. For sure. Anfield, Uncle Rods, big up Rods. Great channel. If you like Liverpool content, check him out. But he goes, big up, bro. I've hit the like button. Thanks, Rods, for doing that. And again, everyone else, if you could hit the like button, we'd really appreciate it. Helps us with the channel. And Gary Haight says 26 shots, hit the bar 3 times. Did Bodo? Yeah, it sounds like a beating. Exactly what he said, bro. I smoked them, and unfortunately for them, they've been knocked out. But I don't know how Frankfurt are getting on. How are they doing currently? Is it still 0-0?
I don't know. I got my phone on DND, to be fair. I haven't got it on.
Oh, I see. Yeah, we'll see. But there's some interesting ties there for sure. And with the draw tomorrow. Massive, man, back to European football, which seems like it's been gone for so long, doesn't it? It seems like ages since we last played. It's been quite the break, but glad it's back, man. And it's a competition we should be looking to win for sure. So yeah, going into us and how we set up then, bro. Any changes you can see with us in our shape against Fulham? Heard anything on potential players returning? Pictures of Konza and Diaby messing about with a ping pong ball I've seen today. Any news on Konza's potential return?
Was Konza in training?
Yeah, Konza and Diaby. Yeah,
bro. I said from time on here, like Konza's injury, people were saying ACL on Twitter, just chatting rubbish, man. Like it's a tear to his MCL, out for maybe a month or a bit, but nothing extreme or anything. Like I reckon Konza will be back this season, even maybe for our second leg of a European tie, whenever that is, or whatever. So. And hopefully before the Spurs game, that would be massive.
Yeah, that'd be huge. But yeah, bro, shape. How do you think we set up? And Any interesting battles apart from Hudson-Odoi, Nuno Tavares versus Cash and Bailey on that side? Anything else you want to pick up on?
Yeah, just Forest's main threat is their width and how much space. They're going to look to Awoni and Gibbs White to get the ball centrally, drag the ball up the pitch, and play out wide. And we know Villa have struggled against teams that run across the pitch and have pace in behind. Like I remember the first match against Manchester United with Rashford and Garnacho just constantly making those runs, and they were hurting us. So it is a little bit of a weak point of our team. So dealing with that will be the most important thing defensively. Now, whether that means Luca Dean comes in or not, or do you just keep Moreno and keep him for that attacking threat and getting in behind and linking up with Ramsey, I'm not sure. In terms of the rest of the back three, I don't think we've got much choice. I think it has to be Cash, Lenglet, and Powell. I don't see who else will come in for that side. I don't know about you.
No, I think it's same back four. I'm just thinking any positives in going forward, how we can break down Forest. Do you see a potential DRB start instead of Tielemans, or do you reckon it'll be the same front six?
Well, no, I think Tielemans low-key has to start this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Tielemans low-key has to start this game just in terms of the space he occupies, creating that box midfield where we're going to try and overload Forest in that position. Yeah, I know Tielemans can lack the athleticism sometimes, but hopefully if he gets like 60, 65 minutes and we get him threading those through balls, linking up with Ramsey, linking up with Bailey, yeah, I think Tielemans will start, and we'll be hoping for a similar performance to the Man City one that he gave at home. I would be very surprised if DRB starts. What about you?
Yeah, I think it'll be the same front six. I think they had a decent chemistry against Fulham. They were, we scored a great second goal. The movement and the passing and the phases were top. So yeah, I think it'd be the same six again going into this game. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for sure. And the one thing we did struggle with at the City ground was breaking them down. We really did struggle with that, and that's hopefully something we can overcome, because they're going to. What did you say?
Sorry, bro. Carry on.
No. What did you say?
I was going to say, hopefully Nuno's is a bit more expansive than Cooper, and then I realised it's Nuno, so I was just like, okay.
I was going to say, do you ever think he'd say that? We've seen Nuno death tactics at Wolves, man, in the 3-4-3 and 3-5-2.
Like, looking at these average positions, boys, playing like 4-2-4, like the four are like horizontal as well. So it's not even like somewhere like behind, like they're hold width. That's why I'm just thinking the midfield battle, where if they leave those two midfielders back, we can get a bit of pleasure. But it's gonna be a good game. I think I got a feeling it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah, sure. I'm excited for this one, and yeah, they're. I can imagine them being quite planning on the transition again in aspects as we experienced last time. The last time it felt like it was unforced errors, which kind of got them, the victory. All in all, okay, they deserved it in essence, but it was mainly unforced errors that caused the goal. So if we can stop that or reduce the amount of unforced errors, I think we've got a much better chance of getting the 3 points this weekend. And if we just need that home form to come back and have confidence, we can do. A few more comments. Michael's joined us this evening. Thanks for joining, Michael. Stand on the word says, I'm sick of hearing ACL facts. I've heard enough of it over the past few months.
UCL, what about that? We'll hear that. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's a better one. That's a better acronym. Deontay says, hi, everyone. Thanks for joining, Deontay. Hope you're well. Gary says, I'd keep Lenglet and sell Carlos if possible. Well, that's debatable. For me, I think Lenglet doesn't stay, and I think potentially Carlos goes as well. And if it's anything to go by the wages and how much to run, because the age profile of both players, I could imagine us getting new centre backs for both. To be honest, I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Well, Lucas Dean might be moved on as well if you're talking about the wages and the FFP aspect, and then you got Lino Salsa waiting in the background. That deal's already done. I think a lot of us will be moved on. Just purely speaking from FFP and looking at the business side of it, definitely.
Yeah, I'm not too shocked. We'll get into that and some of the rumours, but I'm not too shocked. I don't think I'll be too shocked in the majority of transfer rumours and stuff in the summer now, regarding FFP was. If we are that close, and if it is how it's been rumoured to be, I won't be surprised with some of the names and potential links or potential players leaving. because you've got to operate a club within its means, and if it means reducing the wage bill, I think a number of players could leave. That's my perspective. I don't know what yours is, bro.
Yeah, I think there'll be lots of links with our players away and lots of links with players coming in as well. There was already a rumor this week. I don't know if you see it. Leverkusen's Palacios, similar player to Declan Rice in terms of the way he breaks play, insane passing, progressor, always looks to go forward, doing bits with Alonso in that Leverkusen system. So it's interesting that those links are popping up. You would think maybe a Kamara alternative if Kamara's out. I was actually thinking about Kamara earlier. He posted on Instagram, and it's actually just sinking in how got in this one is. If you think Unai's already said October, he's not going to have a pre-season. It's going to take him a couple more months. Maybe we've seen with Ramsey Moreno to get match fit fully. Probably looking at him returning January, like December. Yeah, bro. Honestly, so I think Villa in summer might be proactive. Well, not proactive, so reactive to that, and just maybe look long term. I don't know how they'll weigh it off, but yeah, I'm not going to be surprised to see midfielder links in summer as well.
Yeah, facts. I think there'll be links all over the park, to be honest, in all positions. I mean, some may say we require a striker. People don't know about the Duran, what situation regarding, Jan Duran and all the rumours of wars in January. Yeah, exactly. We still don't have no Duran. And remember the rumours of stuff in Jan? I mean, you've got midfield, number of centre mids now. Obviously, there's going to always be Dougie links and stuff like that departing. There's going to be all sorts of rumours and the defence as well. Right backs. Digne, does he still go? Centre backs as well, yeah. So I can see rumours regarding the majority of the team for sure.
Speaking of a Villa centre midfielders, I Den Dunker this week saying Napoli more prestigious than Villa, and guess what his reward was? Not being included in their Champions League squad. So there's always that.
He's still a doghead at heart. He is. That's his real thought.
Yeah, but all serious from Villa's perspective, that's not ideal. Like he's not even he's been on the bench at Napoli. Like we need to.
It's not good, is it?
Sell him in summer. That's what we're trying to do. So I think he'll be back, and he might need a loan or something. I don't know how that one's going to work out. If he sticks around, I don't know. I think he's going to be quite hard to sell than Donker.
Yeah, facts. It's going to be a tough summer window because there's a number of players to get off the books. As you say, Dendoncker, Callum Chambers. What happens with Chambers now?
Well, he's part of the furniture now. He survived this window. He can survive any window after this.
Exactly, bro. I mean, Lengley now will probably go because it is a loan. So then that's another void. We have to see what shape and the fitness of Tyrone Mings coming back. Obviously, Buendia coming back as well. There's going to be a lot to discuss and to think about regarding the squad management and squad assembling in the summer. So it's all to look forward to for sure. Gary says Nuno knows if they play deep, they will be murdered, and I think they will have a go. I think they'll have a go as well. I do. I think they have the players, in my opinion, to have a go as well, and I think they'll think that. So yeah, I agree. I think they will try and have a go at us, considering how teams have tried to get at us recently at home as well. If you look at Chelsea and Newcastle. Stand on the Word said, I think we do need consistency though. So we have to be careful we don't change our players too much. Yeah, agreed. And like our centre back pairing need time to gel through, though they played well. Yeah, agreed. I mean, if it's going to be Lenglet and Torres for the foreseeable, they obviously do, and they'll get that game time. But if you think the centre backs pairings we've had this season, we've had Cons and Mings, albeit it was sudden, and the Mings injury happened early. That happened. We've had Carlos Conza, we've had Carlos Torres, we've had Conza Torres, we've had Conza Lenglet, Carlos Lenglet. I mean, I think Chambers played centre back in Europe in Legia as well. So we've had a number of centre back partnerships we've had throughout the season, and yeah, sustainability. And if we get a similar one until Conza is fully fit, and then Carlos returning as well, and we'll see. We may see us go back to a shape where Conza goes right back, and it's either a Lenglet Torres or Carlos Torres or Carlos Lenglet, whatever. Dependent on the game scenario situation. So yeah, but I think it'll be Lenglet Torres for the foreseeable, and have time to get their consistency. I don't know what your thoughts are regarding that, bro.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Yeah.
Gary saying I'd sell Kamara. Sorry, Adam, just to free up some money, and he's replaceable for me. Question:
Well, you
if he had
can't
to
you can't
sell,
sell you can't sell Kamara. He's got an ACL injury. He's going to bite it.
no, and if he had to, just hypothetical,
No, I'm just
Dougie,
no.
Kamara.
I'm saying to that though, innit? Like Kamara's not going to be in action until this time next year. Like the earliest you could probably sell Kamara is this time is next summer, 2025. So that's just it. Kamara now is going to be forgotten about as a Villa player for a while. I think while he recovers, hopefully.
Yeah, if you had to sell one of Martinez, Kamara, Dougie, Watkins, who would you sell?
You putting JJ in that or no?
No.
You're not putting JJ in there?
No, just M4.
Well, looking at it now, in terms of our squad profile, I'm not even going on off the best player. And I hate even just talking about selling Villa players, but we're just on a podcast. We're just talking, and we're not saying we want this guy to go or whatever. I don't think Douglas can get sold now after this Kamara injury. I don't think you can sell Douglas unless you're saying you bring in a new double pivot where you're bringing in two new midfield players in the middle, because Kamara's not going to be the same player, or might not be the same player again for the rest of the year or even next year. So if you sell Douglas now, you're saying, okay, we're going to buy two new midfielders. So yeah, I don't think Douglas can be sold even if the bids come in, but let's see what happens with that. You said the other options. Me personally, because I just think goalkeepers can be more replaceable no matter how good they are. I'd probably say, depending on the fees, I'd probably say Martinez would be, if I had to get forced. I wouldn't sell Watkins, I don't think. Not for the Champions League one. I'd probably keep Watkins. Because I just think that striker is so pivotal to everything your team does. Whereas I think there's less of like an impact if it's your goalie. If you recruit a good one and you have it in place, like let's say for example Mohamed Daveshli at Valencia, that keeper, just say we brought him in, like that would be a smart replacement. So I think I'd have to say Martinez. What about you?
I like the full explanation, bro. It was a quick fire, but I think got
a full explanation
there with detail in the answer.
This can get clipped, man. I'm covering all bases, isn't it? You get me? I'm making sure I'm speaking with clarity, but yeah, that would be mine. What about you?
If Kamara was fully fit, I'd have probably said Dougie. I love Dougie to bits, but I just think I would have said Dougie. Now, I don't know, man. Not Watkins, definitely not Watkins.
It's hard. It sucks that you even have to speak about this, like the fact that we're having to.
Yeah.
It's the inevitable.
I'd say Dougie. If Kamara was fit, I'd probably say Dougie. But I don't know. That's tough, man. That's tough for sure.
That's why I was asking, would you include Ramsey in there?
No, that's why the question was there, because it was meant to be tough, isn't it? I was saying, yeah, because if I'd include Ramsey, what would your option have been?
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah, so it would have been Martinez.
Yes, I would have said Martinez before Ramsey.
Yeah, let us know in the comments if you want to get involved. What are your thoughts on who would you sell at those for?
You sound the most positive.
Let's see. I just want to see what your thoughts are. A guy says, why do players diss their former clubs whilst on loan? He's a dead man walking there. Yeah, facts. He's gone out on loan. He'll be expected to return. If obviously Napoli aren't impressed because he's not getting into their squad, so he's just going to rot on the bench, isn't he? Dundonko, if you can't find a club in the summer. Stupid. The guy says Kamara walked off though, so maybe not as bad as Mings or Buendia. Yeah, ACLs are a weird one. They're an injury. Some people can continue playing, and some people can walk them off, and they walk off naturally, but they still have a severe ACL tear.
Yeah, I think Van Dijk was the best example where he walked off and his injury was still devastating. He was still he was out for ages. So
like 9 months plus, wasn't it? So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all the best to Kamara, man, and Aaron Ramsey as well. Same goes to him. Another, Villa links, and I think he suffered a severe knee injury as well. For Bournemouth, for Burnley against Arsenal, and he was just starting to get into that Burnley side and getting regular minutes. So yeah, it's just shocking, man. Shocking.
That one's ACLs
in the league this year.
I watched the game on Match of the Day, and he just slips. It's just awkward, and that's just him ruled out for the year now, which is what company said. Company said he's looking to make a full recovery, but yeah, I think it was one of the worst grades of tear to whatever he's done. So yeah, speedy recovery to Aaron Ramsey, man, and just let's hope that he can be the same player after.
Yeah, facts. I stand on the one said sorry, but Kamara is one of the best players. He's young. Yeah, agree, and still learning his trade. It would be a mistake to sell him. Yeah, facts, and selling Carlos because of his age now. Yeah, I can see if there's a bid for Carlos, I wouldn't be surprised if Carlos were.
We were more talking about like the big value players.
Yeah, the ones we don't want to sell.
Exactly.
The ones we don't want to sell at.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I wouldn't disagree with moving Carlos on eventually if the wages are too much and there's a good bid maybe from Saudi or whatever. You never know.
Stand the word. What about Duran? Is he fit? Is he fit in our style system? And also, Zaniolo hasn't hit the levels he's capable of. Yeah, I think Zaniolo now. I think was resigned to the fact that his loan won't be extended, or we won't buy him on a permanent, and he'll return to Galatasaray. Yeah, it just hasn't worked out, and his reduced minutes seem to suggest that Emery's started to not fancy him either now. So, yeah, I can see Zaniolo not staying at the club. Duran fitting our system. Duran is an enigma, man, and it will be an enigma throughout until either he starts getting regular minutes or he doesn't play for the club anymore. So, wait for him to get back from his injury, see what happens there for the remainder of the season, and then it'll be one of those again. If there's any validity or truth in those rumours regarding, him wanting an exit, Chelsea, whatever, we'll see what happens in the summer.
That's why the Duran one's heartbreaking, because I know a lot of Villa fans haven't even taken to him that much yet. And I understand that. I hear it. But for me, I just think it would just be such a waste. I love these type of transfers where you buy potential and you try and mold them into a world-class striker. I mean, Duran we signed for under 20 million. He didn't come from one of the traditional top 5 leagues. He's come from the MLS. And I was excited by him, and he's showing glimpses of how good he can be. And I know he's injured at the moment. You hear things saying that he wants to leave the club. He's ready to go. Villa are happy to sell. Emery might not be convinced of the player. But I just do hope when he comes back from injury, he scores, say, like a crucial goal coming off the bench to win us a game. And it just can lead to him getting minutes and becoming settled at Villa, because I genuinely would be gutted if we had to sell this kid. I think it will be one where we're looking to the... I think with Duran, it's either he goes on to live up to the hype or it just doesn't.
It's extremes, isn't it?
There's no in between with Duran. It's one of them.
It's extremes. Yeah.
But yeah. Zaniolo, I've said from time, I was not convinced with this. I think his loan will end and he'll go back to Galatasaray, like you said, isn't it?
He's not the player he was, Zaniolo. I think that's just numerous injuries. The player he once was at Roma, I remember the young and up-and-coming kid, he was a wonder kid. But yeah, it's been tough on him. He just hasn't stepped up to the level of the Premier League, which is kind of hard because I imagine the Premier League's one of the hardest leagues to adapt to. So yeah, I don't think he stays the period of time he has left. Gary says, are we not a bit concerned about all these big manager jobs coming up in Europe and more Emery jump shit, especially as he wants to win Champions League? Okay, I'm leaving this to you, Umbra. Obviously, rumour of Emery potentially being linked to the Bayern job.
Yeah, I'd never
no doubt any big job in Europe now that comes available, Unai Emery's name will be on the shortlist, will be on the Sky or any other bookies odds list as well. So yeah, your thoughts regarding that?
Yeah, firstly, I'm going to say it's always a good sign if your manager is getting interest from elite clubs. I'll start by saying that as well. Like, clearly he's doing a good job, and you'd rather that than the opposite, and no one wanted him, because that would indicate he's not doing as good as a job for Villa. What I will say is I'll never speak for a manager and what his decisions will be. I'll never say, oh, he's never going to go, because I just don't know. We don't know how Emery thinks. But in terms of the setup at Villa, it is in the image of whatever he wants. The club is molded for him. We've seen that in the recruitment aspect, whether you agree with it or not. I have my grievances and I have my things where I think, okay, that makes sense. But the recruitments in his face, Vidigani, he's what would you call him? Like a communicator for him.
Communication.
He speaks for him. He's at all the press conferences. He helps him bridge the relationship with him and Munchie. He's there.
He's like a PA in essence.
Yeah. We've got
personal
the
assistant, but
we've
like
got
a
the
good
feeder
friend
club.
as well.
We've got the feeder club that we've just bought a stock in. That's owned by his brother. So you can see like the branches of Unai Emery are already just like there. They've been planted at the club.
He's rooted into the club. He is.
Yeah, so he's in a position where he'd have to weigh up. Do I really want to give all this up? Especially if we get Champions League as well, because Emery always touches on how important it is for him to be in Europe and to be competing at the elite level. So yeah, right now, not concerned. Bayern have him on their list. We don't even know how long it is. It's probably a large list
20 managers in
yeah,
Europe.
man. So Villa would have prepared for this. Villa would have expected this. It's Unai Emery. So yeah,
I agree with you in the fact of if for Emery to be linked to all these jobs, it means we're doing sick and everyone rates him and everyone rates how we're doing. So it's expected.
Yeah.
I just think it's expected. It's the easy link. I think everyone will be like, oh, Villa top 4, Unai Emery surely he'd leave for another club, or because you can't deny Bayern and European powerhouse, but I can't.
And he's being paid handsomely. Like I know we give Emery a lot of credit and stuff, and it's been deserved, but he is being paid handsomely for his services by the club, innit? So
facts. Yeah, so Villa fans, my feelings are don't worry, but yeah, that's how I'm gonna leave it. Marcus says about a think. Marcus says if we're talking of selling or have to go on who could be replaced, unfortunately, I would say McGinn.
Yeah, McGinn's a
shot. Yeah.
Just
do you know the mad thing now is how if we were to sell, how many assets we have now. Think of Villa player teams of the past and the assets. Just you couldn't get 10 million for half the team.
No, it's a draw. It's a draw. It's a draw. How many players?
Yeah.
Players no.
We actually have legitimate assets that would fetch a handsome sum if it was required. Gary says at least we have half a dozen top players. There you go, Gary.
One step ahead, Gary.
At least we have a half a dozen top players to sell for big money without causing too much damage, like when Jack left. Yeah. How do you think those 3 players have done now? Grealish money.
Well, Bailey right now is the best of the lot.
Top of the top, isn't it? Yeah.
Ings, I always said at the time, it was a panic buy. I think it disorganized how we were trying to play. I think good player, wrong system almost.
Yeah.
We got our money. We got some money back from Ings, so I won't say that was a complete disaster. He didn't do what he was brought in to do, whatever that was. And then Buendia was so hit and miss because the creativity towards the end of the season was good, but like he was frustrating as well. Hasn't really had that standout season like he did at Norwich. Like if you look at his numbers at Norwich, they were still better than any Aston Villa season that he had on all his underlines. So he's more the main man there. He was the Grealish of Norwich.
I think
But then the injuries wrote him off this season, so it's just harsh and that's unlucky. You can't plan for an ACL. That's just poor.
And Buendia in pre-season looked like he was going to cook this year. Oh my god, he looked like
I think I'd say right now, I'd say 8.65. Is that harsh?
8.65 in ratings of the players.
Yeah, out of 10.
Okay, and then compared to where you can't obviously directly correlate how we've just shot up the league with the sale of Grealish and then 3 players. But
we have
overall, as a deal, how do you find it? 6, 7 out of 10? Including recouping 15 million for the Ings.
I think the Ings, if we're looking at decision making in it and trying not to focus on outcome too much, I genuinely think the decision to sign Ings was a panic. That's always been my opinion. You know, I've shared that opinion with you for time. I just think it was a panic. We wanted a big name. Perso went and just got the guy and we just spent that. That's my personal opinion. Bailey, you could actually see the vision. We needed a winger. We needed that profile. We needed the left footer. Someone that was quick, coming from the Bundesliga. Had the Stallon value as well. He's still quite young. That profile-wise makes sense. And then Buendia, you have to say, on paper, it made sense. We were competing with Arsenal at the time. Every Villa fan wanted Buendia.
We get the best creative player from the Championship.
Yeah. So for me, I think the intent with the 2 signings was really good. Ings, was not feeling that even at the time. Not even hindsight bias. I was just not feeling that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
7. Outcome, I'll give it 7. 7. Could be an 8. Bailey's kind of carrying it. He is. Who'd have thought would have said that as well? when he was injured. Jeez, at the first year, man. I'm mad. Mad how
I think
football works.
he was just a Jamaican heritage that was just keeping the belief.
Bro, we had the belief, man. When others doubted. And Mark says Duran will be a superstar in 3 years from now. I would not be surprised if that's the case.
I hope for Villa.
Whether he's here or not. I hope it is for us, but whether he's here or not, I can just see that being the case. You don't play, you're not a Colombian international at 19 if you're not got the talent. You know, I just think it just needs to click. Gary says Duran has the skills, but mentally way off at the minute, off it, which is fair comment. Standing on the word says, I do believe Duran has bags of potential and I'd send him on loan so he can get playing time and mature. You can bring him back when he hits the levels we want. I think that's the best option personally. If Emery doesn't see a path for him right now, he's a good loan to really benefit him, because I think the quality is there. He just needs to unlock it. And as Gary says, there's possibly, his mentality is a bit childish at the minute and he just needs to mature a bit, but who knows? We don't know the facts of that, to be fair. And Mark says, not worried that he will go. I think that's in regard to Unai. Another player who we always keep forgetting, but we were speaking to each other the other day, and we were like, where is this guy? Gary says, can't keep Coutinho and Zaniolo anyway. Yeah. Like, where's Wally? Where's Coutinho? Anyone shout us, where's Coutinho right now?
Where is Coutinho, bro? I ain't seen this guy in a
where is in the world? Because is his loan still there? Is he still on loan or not?
Who even knows at this point, bro? Like, I ain't even got a clue, bro.
When's that contract till 2026?
I don't even know if he's in the UK or not, bro. Like, and what's mad is we're talking about
in the comments. Where's Coutinho?
Oh, you're talking about big Coutinho, like as if he's like some academy player or something. It's mad,
bro. It's not said it. It's not. Let us know in the comments, where do you think Coutinho is right now? Because he's gone missing. He's gone missing for a man with 25 million subscribers on Instagram. Deontay says, Emery will stay with Aston Villa. I don't think Emery and Bayern would be a good fit considering what he would face with the board. Agreed with that. And just look at Tuchel right now. He's drowning right now. His reputation is drowning as well with it. So, yeah. Would you want to give all this up just for a stint that potentially could go, potentially not work? I don't think so.
It's like the Graham Potter example, and they're not comparing all their situations, but like he found out quickly Chelsea just built the front a little bit.
And it's not like Unai hasn't experienced that before, and he said he'd come back to the Premier League. He wants to prove himself again because of how he was unfairly disrespected his name, considering Arsenal wasn't that bad.
What do you think, from his perspective, do you think he's restored that perception of him, even though the season's not out?
Yeah, that he's a top manager, yeah. But he might want to take it. Well, I hope personally he wants to take it further than that.
Well, he better not be satisfied.
But yeah, definitely his name's like his name's back for sure in England for all those who did that, and which was strange anyway. But yeah, on the the majority I think who watch Premier League football, Unai Emery, and outside of you who watching Premier League football, if they ever doubted Unai Emery, I think their opinion will have been restored that he's a top manager. Marcus says, I've heard Liverpool are interested. Yeah, they can fuck off, man.
I don't think that's stylistic. I don't think that suits anyone, man.
Yeah, stylistically, I don't think that works. I don't know if he'd go for that, but yeah, we'll see. Gary says, not so much Emery leaving, but we will clear us out with staff and players. That's the fact. It's the groundwork, and everything's been brought in for Emery.
Let's touch on that. That is
molded the club around him. I was just going to say, Wes and Nassif have just molded the whole club around Unai Emery and what he requires to succeed.
That's the problem when it's got obviously its pros and cons. Like, you get an elite manager in, he's going to want his own people, he's going to want his own team, he's going to want to work how he works. So you come in, you have that as a pro, but then as a negative, if he does leave, you're pretty fucked. Like, I'm not gonna lie, let's just be real, and you're pretty fucked, because do the people that were brought in by him stay? That's probably worse. You probably want them to leave. You probably wouldn't want them just to stay without Emery. Like, that would just be it's not even worth thinking about, to be honest. So I'm gonna stop there. But yeah, these are the pros.
That could be another show on its own, man. For sure. Mark says, has Grealish improved? Again, that could be another show on its own.
To be fair, he'd say, you know what he'd say? He'd say, yeah, I've improved my choice.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. That could be one for another day, man. Because visually, for me, I don't see it, but
he's the history, bro.
Yeah, it's the history.
We're losing the essence.
Standing on the word Bailey. Facts.
Come on. We got
huge. Coutinho's in Saudi. What's he doing there? Standing on the word. Let us know. He's on loan on Qatar. He's on loan at Qatar, but he might be in Saudi. Who knows?
Well, he could be anywhere, bro. He could be. Bro, it could be anywhere, man.
AJ says, hi, everyone. Thanks for joining, AJ. Marcus said Coutinho's been having a drink with Lord Lucan. That's probably the most accurate response so far, potentially doing that. AJ, Emery's staying put. Confidence from AJ, I like that. And AJ says, he would have sold the dream to Monchi. He ain't going to leave his body in the lurch. Another factor.
Can you imagine?
Got the big Monchi
coming in like that one Will Smith.
Monchi pulling his hair out. Standing says Coutinho's in Qatar, Al Duhal. Is their season still going on in Qatar? Is he still playing in Qatar? Is he still getting games for him?
Oh, I beg you. Can you search this up now?
I'm going to have a look. Where is Coutinho?
You carry on.
Where is Coutinho? Yeah.
I need to know.
Have a look. Marcus says, Emery's going to go. He'll give the club a full season to prepare. Yeah, facts. I don't think he'd do a Martin O'Neill on us if that was the case, but I don't expect him to go at all.
Hold on. So, Coutinho has not played a game since the 21st of December. So I don't know if the season ended or not. They had a friendly.
Is he injured?
They had a friendly with Santos. I don't know if they were trying to like a Neymar. Neymar was going to comment and play or something. I don't know what's going on there. Didn't even play. Bro.
Maybe he got on that plane. Maybe he's gone back to Brazil with the Santos team.
Yeah, because you always see like Vasco. He came through the academy. All Vasco fans do on like Villa pages and that. It's like, let us have Coutinho. If you won't let Luis come back yet, just let us have Coutinho for a while, man. But it's just with Brazil sides, unfortunately, with the finances, it's just like the wages are just too much, and a player's not going to take a massive wage decrease. So it's just peak. It never really happens like that.
No. Yeah. So if anyone sees him, let us know. Let us know in the comments or share.
Yeah, let us know, man. Tag us. Tag.
Yeah, tag us his location.
You never know. He might come on the pod, bro, if we ask enough. Like
maybe. You ain't
doing much. Just do what I do, innit? Like you ain't trying to share the location or anything.
What, your brother car Kamara? What are you talking about? Well, yeah. Anyway, bro. Anything else?
Nah, I think
we want to discuss.
Nah, I think we covered everything, bro.
Yeah. Thanks all for joining.
One more thing. Fabrizio saying that teams all over Europe interested in Philogene.
I ain't doing this every week.
I just want to ask you. I want to ask you one thing, though. Yeah.
I can't do this every week, man.
You know the whole City chairman. Yeah, he's spoken out about the clauses of the buyback and that. I've only ever heard him talk about it. Do you reckon there's something like we don't know that Villa are being quiet about that might help us get the player back? Like we're just assuming what he's saying is true, and I'm not saying he's lying, but I'd want like a less biased source. You get me? Like the way he's framed it, it's in the favour of Hall. Like all the clauses he's mentioned. What happens if there's other things, performance related?
No, it's like he's whispering sweet nothings to their fans, and it is like,
yeah, man,
relax, guys. That's the only source. I
don't want 100% just like I've seen no journalists really talk about the buyback. Or I don't want to fully just say he's correct. So this might be copium, innit? But I'm just hoping Munchie, please to say that you put something in there. I seen Philogene was asked the other day about like the Premier League and where he sees his future with Hall, and his body language is almost just like, yeah, let's get me out of here. So I don't want to disrespect the Hall fans or whatever, but this guy deserves to be playing Prem, whether that's with Hall next season or hopefully just back at Villa. Hopefully, so we'll have to see with that one. Well, I just thought it was interesting. Fabrizio's now tweeting about
as we're singing Bob earlier. Don't worry about a thing. Mark says, "Don't stress. It's natural that clubs will have eyes on him." I agree. We'll just see what happens. We'll see if they get promoted first. Because if that's what the chairman said, if they get promoted, then the buyback, who knows? Who actually knows? Because there hasn't been no confirmation of sources. And I mean, Fabrizio saying that number of clubs eyes on is a bit strange, really, because it's like, is there one then? Like, who knows? Who knows? And not everything you can trust off Fab at the minute as well, either, to be honest. Gary says, who do we want in Conference League? Someone shit or top tie? I'd take the shit tie, to be honest, if it meant we'd go through. I don't know of your thoughts, bro.
Just looking at the teams now we can face. So what? It's Ajax, Dinamo Zagreb, Servette, Frankfurt currently going out to Brighton.
Are they?
Yeah, they're losing Frankfurt.
Severonas? Are they?
Yeah,
Didn't they have a 1-0? Didn't they have a 1-0 lead from the first leg as well?
I think they drew. USG came back and drew, so they're going through at the moment. Olympiacos are going through. It looks like so that'll be a tie I do not want. I don't want Olympiacos.
Oh, Olympiacos, yeah.
Bro, Lau going to Greece and facing that like straight, like allow me and like give me someone else. Like, I don't.
Nah, that could be. Imagine a Greece double header for the semi and the final.
I'm not trying to.
Olympiacos in the semi. And...
Oh, one thing I did want to say, bro, is this. Yeah, imagine with all the coefficients and how it's working. Yeah, imagine if let's just say we finish 5th in it. Imagine if we had to rely on ourselves.
On us winning.
Well, someone proposed it to me the other day, and I think that could kill me off. You know?
Oh my god, I haven't even thought about that.
Well, I think that game could actually just like either we win and it's Champions League and it's the best day ever,
and we've won the Conference League as well.
Or if you lose that, I think that would kill me off good, bro. Like, I think that would be me done. But hopefully, it don't come to that. Hopefully, we finish.
Ultimate Villa in my lifetime, anyway. And yours.
Oh my! Mulder winning 3-0 at Leisure. They're slapping up at Leisure.
Get the sauce throwers out, man. Get them out.
Honestly, them begs getting
sauce lubbers.
Them begs getting knocked out has made my day.
Music,
I did not want to see that.
Music, bro.
So yeah, that's
Deontay saying it. We'll be there for Olympiacos versus Villa. We will be there. We will be there for that for sure.
At least it will feel like a Champions League game.
Yeah, serious. Ajax or Olympiacos has has that vibe in it.
Or Fenerbahce, can we get them, or is it still seeded? It's still seeded, isn't it?
I think so. I don't think we can get.
We can only face one of these teams that are playing tonight, isn't it? That's how it works. It's seeded still.
It's going to be an interesting draw tomorrow. Yeah, don't be surprised if it's Olympiacos or Ajax. I would not be surprised if it's either one.
Surely
the big boy tie.
Well,
I'd like an easy get. To be honest, I would. I just want to win it. I don't care how.
Well, I'll say easy in quote marks, in it. I guess I don't want some of their fans finding this and then commenting just like, "What were you saying?" Like,
Marcus saying, "When the skies open up, we'll be there. We will be there for sure."
12 p.m. 12 p.m. tomorrow for the draw.
Yeah, facts. Might do a little show. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, bro, thanks for joining again or watching. If you could like the stream, subscribe if you're new around here. It's been a great stream. Great comments from all involved as well. And comment your thoughts on some of the things we discussed, after you watch the video. Let us know your thoughts regarding anything Villa or anything we discussed within the pod. Bro, go to Villa Park on Saturday, man.
Just guys, just one more thing. Just please like the video because it really does help, and share with as many people as possible. Even if people don't watch, just like the video and help us get boosted on the algorithm a bit on YouTube and get our video out to more people, because we do want to build the community and have more great comments and discussions that you lot also already provide as well. So yeah, we'll be grateful for that as well. Thank you.
Big facts, bro. Big facts. Yeah, thanks all for joining, and up the Villa for this weekend. Hopefully it's another 3 points and a return to winning ways at Villa Park.